I started playing ice hockey for the same reason that most kids do. I was into sports, and it really fundamentally was just fun. They had a little hockey development in the spring. I said, all right, I'll try goalie, and I can remember loving it. And that summer I'd get dressed up months before the hockey season would start, sit in the mirror at my house, you know, get dressed up from head to toe in my equipment and lay that equipment out, get back in it, get out of it. Part of it was the equipment. It was so much fun. I found hockey just to be like so many kids. And I have had parents come up to me and say, I've just never seen my kid get so excited about a sport. The equipment, the camaraderie on the team, the pace of the game, the skill set that you have to have. You have to do something totally different than most sports, not skate. I played all sports as a kid. I played soccer, played lacrosse one year, wasn't particularly good. I pole vaulted one year. I played football, I was decent. Again, another team sport that has a lot of different aspects depending on what position you're in. I think I was able to have success because I did enjoy it so much. And if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I have an 8-year-old out there getting ready for the Connecticut State Championships and trying to figure out what he does in face-offs and whatnot. And you want to allow them the room for them to come up with it themselves, for them to be self-motivated and to kind of foster a love of improvement. I think the game changed across my career, probably from the influence of the Europeans on the NHL level, and that filtered down to every other level. The game used to be very much up and down the ice, straightforward as a goaltender. And I can remember being on some of those national teams, going over and playing in Helsinki and whatnot, and just being shocked at the level of skill in a Bantam practice that you'd watch before you went on the ice. The US, I thought, was very good to pick up on a lot of the training manuals, a lot of the techniques, and a lot of the strategies that the Europeans would bring. And they were very successful, the Europeans that is, coming here and playing these games that maybe North America thought they kind of had a patent on how to be successful. Most kids take time to develop, and you've got to give them that time to develop, which is what I think Connecticut hockey and US hockey has done phenomenally well. That pyramid will always go, the cream will rise to the top, but make the base bigger. And how do you do that? You have fun. If this game's not fun, why would any kid in his right mind play? And I think that balance has to come not just from a kid, it's very much, it's too much to ask an 8-year-old to have that balance. If they're motivated and they want to play, they'll play 24/7. What you want to say is, all right, a little time off in the summer, you can do other things, time off in the weekend. If I have a kid who's just learning how to skate, and he could be 5, 6, or 7 years old, and you put him out there on a travel team, where there's various levels of competition, but the good kids are running circles around him, and they're playing on a big ice surface, and he goes out there for his 2-minute shift, doesn't touch the puck, sits down, and 3 shifts later, because there's often 4 lines on the ice, he doesn't touch the puck much. He doesn't really participate much, particularly if he's not a strong skater. So this kid may be a great athlete. He may love the sport because he plays it at home in his driveway, and now he gets to do the real thing, and it's not that much fun. I think that's a problem. And US hockey thought that was a problem too. So they made the game, I think, much more available to a lot more people. But I do think that there's a certain aspect of the cross-ice games that is really good. If you go out and play pond hockey, and I've been blown away by watching my own kids play, there's something so freeing in doing it, right? You throw a puck out there, there's people of all ages, there's no offside, there's no markings, there's really no almost out of bounds. You play a lot of hockey when you go out and play pond hockey, okay? I think it's one of the funnest things. Is why these adult pond hockey things have proliferated over the last few years. It's just fun. There's not too many rules. And if you watch, there's not too many rules, and I think there's good rules, you know, don't go out and hurt somebody, but there's not a lot of penalties. There's not even face-offs. You pull the puck out right after you score a goal and you go out and play. So if you have an hour-long game or half-an-hour game or whatever the time period is that you're playing a 3-on-3 hockey game, you're actually playing the whole time. There is a question on how the goalies develop in the cross-ice hockey. You could argue that they can develop better because they get more shots. That's a big, big ice surface for a little mite to go up and down and try to get a shot on goal. When you start putting them in a third of the ice, there's more action and there are more shots. Is the orientation different? Sure. Are their angles different? Absolutely. But you know, we did that plenty even in the pros, where you'd have these small games and learn how to pass the puck. And as a goaltender, I can tell you those games are very difficult because even at a young level, there's never a bad scoring chance. I like a lot of the learn to skate programs that we have locally, they rotate the goalies. Everybody gets to try it. You get to be a forward, you get to be a goalie. I think it's a good thing, but you have to learn skating skills early. I'm really passionate about kids playing sports. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be trying for a Division I scholarship or the pros, but to go out there and hazard yourself in a sport, to challenge yourself, to go out on a limb. You know, it can be scary going out. These kids are going out to play the state championships. There's expectations that they have, that their parents have, that their families have, that the crowd has when they go out there. I think that can be a healthy thing. Again, balance, too much of it can work against the kid, but I think putting yourself in those positions where you have to challenge yourself, you have to play with discipline, you have to have hard work. The beautiful thing about sports is it's such a democratic opportunity. It doesn't matter where you're from, how much money you have, or anything else. All that stuff falls apart. It always has, and it always will when you go out into the ice. In the end, it's that player that has the dedication, that has the self-discipline, that has the responsibility and the effort and the focus, all things that translate into, I would say, almost every endeavor that you try to have success at. So, yeah, my playing days are over, except for a couple Sunday nights here and there, and I still draw on the skills that I learned when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, the same age as my little guy out there.